Hey y'all, we gotta talk about this Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me be honest with y'all. I was not in a rush to review this episode. I was not. I actually could have reviewed it last night. I had plenty of time, but I was tired. I was going through some things, okay? PMS and all of the above. Anyway, um, you know, my mind is clear today, my head is clear today. I'm ready. Happy Mother's Day. Let me start out with a positive note. First of all, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there, grandmothers, aunties, sisters, girlfriends, whoever. If you have children in your life or someone in your life that, you've mentored or been special to or you raised or whatever, foster moms, adoptive parents, all y'all. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. My day was pretty well. Hopefully, y'all had a wonderful Mother's Day as well. If you celebrate, and for those who Mother's Day may be challenging for, I totally understand. Trust me, I understand. And we keeping you in prayer as well. All right. So, the main reason why I was not in a rush to review this episode, y'all, is because of all that Sunny Destiny stuff turned me off. Like I just was like, I was like, I don't even want to review the show anymore. That's weird. Like I guess Destiny need the money real bad. No shade to Destiny, but I think she needs the money real bad. Like work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Cause you're not gonna bring me back on the show to embarrass me. Like with all this Sunny, bringing Sunny and Moses on and showing us all this stuff. I mean, it make a good storyline, but it's also like, like you not bringing Coastal on the show. So I don't know. I mean, Melody Hold is an executive producer and it's her show, so of course she has way more say so than Destiny ever did. And I know a lot of people don't like Destiny or have mixed feelings about her. I like Destiny. When she first came on the show, she came on a little too strong, as a lot of people do. But she eventually grew on me. I wish we could have gotten more of her story. I think that ex-husband kind of hurt her on the show because she wasn't able to tell us quite a bit about her, divorce and show her son and all that. So maybe this new season with her being on her back on the show, I mean, excuse me, she will be able to share more. Um, but overall, I don't have no issue with Destiny. And I like her being back on the show, but I know some people don't. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Anyway, but yeah, I just don't like that. Destiny has to have all this secondhand embarrassment with this Sunny and Moses stuff and this Sunny girl who is delusional. Um, I just don't like all that. Anyway, um, but once we got that part past that part, the rest of the episode was good. So let's get into it. Before we get into it, though, please do not hesitate to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We are over 500. Thank you, God. But we got to, reach the next milestone. Also, share the video where you like to share your content and comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Okay, so we basically picked up where we left off last week at Carlos King's podcast, because he want to be on the show. So we brought Sunny and Moses out, and Nell's like, "Oh my god!" She was shocked. She was very shocked. Carlos said, he didn't tell Mel. He had that surprise. Another thing, why is you bringing out Sunny and Moses when it's supposed to be Mel's time on the podcast? I didn't. Carlos, you being real big messy. Ooh, you being real big messy. Anyway, coming on my nose. All right. So anyway, um, sorry about that, y'all. Anywho, so they come out, and so Carlos is like, I find it funny that you could be here on this stage, Moses, but you couldn't come down to the reunion for the last reunion where Destiny was there. And so Sunny gonna say, oh, you show up for the ones that really mattered, for the ones you wife. And I'm like, girl, be quiet. So then Carlos begins to explain his timeline. He was like, so basically, Moses, you were dating Destiny, and then you broke up with Destiny, and then now you're with my producer Sunny. And he was like, we all know Sunny, she's produced the show and all that. So then they get into explaining these timelines that make no sense. So Moses said him and Destiny were no longer together. They were Sunny and Moses are both spoken with a furky tongue. They didn't backpedal and pee popped on everything they done said back and forth in this episode. And I don't know what all they've said in the blogs this week because I don't pay attention to that. If y'all know, let me know in the comments. Anywho, I'm sure I'll watch like DJ Richie Sky and find all that out. Anyway, shout out to DJ Richie Sky. So, they's talking about him and Destiny were done January 3rd. He met Sunny January 12th. And so Carlos was like, okay, so 9 days later you got with Sunny. And so Carlos was like, well, didn't you already meet Moses through Destiny? And so she was like, well, I never really met Moses through her because he never really came to film on the show, which he didn't really, right? We would just see Moses in the phone. Shout out to Giselle and Jamal, right? So they started going over this weird timeline, and Mel was like, she was trying to keep up the timeline, but it ain't making sense. Mel said in her confessional, the Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, but this is very, very messy. It's too much for her. It's too much for me too. Okay. So anyway, they said, so Moses kept saying, I seen her at a party. And I was like, Saint? Saint is not a word. You saw her, you seen her. Saint is not a word. I was like, Destiny, be glad you ain't with somebody with this poor English anymore, because he keep talking about saint. Anyway, I know I can mess up some words, but dang. So he's like, I seen her at a party. I seen her at a family function. I seen her. Okay, you seen her. So then Sunny gets confessional, and Sunny and Moses got a confessional together. I said, how the hell they get a confessional? But anyway, Sunny said that all these people, are shouting stuff from the audience, and she wasn't expecting all that. It's different when you see everything on the blogs, and then have people right here shout at you. It's a lot, but she's ready to deal with it. Like, yeah, girl, what you thought was gonna happen? What you thought? And so then Carlos' thing is like, with the producers, the cast spends a lot of time with them. They have to tell them all their intimate details. And weren't you, kind of building something with Destiny? Like, what is going on with that? And so Sunny was like, no, basically saying like it wasn't like all that. She's downplaying her relationship with Destiny, basically. And I don't like that because that's just foul. It's just foul. So then Moses and Sunny are trying to explain the timeline, and it's just not making no sense. And Carlos is like, okay, but did Destiny know that you and her were no longer together? He's asking Moses, and Moses is like, well, yeah, she knew because me and her hadn't really been doing anything for a while. It had been months, and I forgot what month they said this was, January or July now. And he said, he was trying to be there for Destiny because she's going through a lot with her divorce and her custody battle and all this blah, blah, blah. And so then he was like, so Carlos asked, so what was the demise of you and Destiny's relationship? And so now let me back up. First of all, Moses, I don't believe you, because men are so easy to say, oh, me and her broke up, but she don't know it. In her mind, y'all still together. So no, I'm not buying it. But anyway, Moses said, Destiny, the thing that broke them up is that Destiny was focusing on other things. She was going to different award shows. She was hanging out with other people. She was focused on other stuff. And so it left in the long distance, it left a gap for them. It takes two to tango though. So in the confessional, when they were in the confessional together, both Moses and Sunny, Sunny said that, Destiny left the gap wide open in the relationship with her and Moses, and she was too focused on her career. And she said, she knows how to focus on her man and put her man first. And she couldn't have painted a better picture of a man. She talked to God about this, and she got this man that's helping her focus on, this relationship is built in love and soul and building wealth and blah, blah, blah. I was like, girl, bye, Sunny, bye. And Sunny, I don't know if your forehead is that big or that wig need to come down a tad bit. I don't know which one it is. So I was looking at it at the podcast. I said, something's not right. Something's not right. But anyway, anyway, so then Mel's like, it seemed like a lot of gray areas up in here. She said she just worried, that's why she's worried about black and the white. Okay, no gray areas. And so Carlos is like, hear me, I'm trying to, help you, girl, but Don't you think this look a little weird? What's going on with this? And so Sunny is like, let's be very clear. I couldn't have took him from her. And anyway, when I got with Moses, she was not even a priority for him because he was dating a whole bunch of other girls. So then why you want to be with him? If he's dating all these other girls, why you want to be with him? I'm just like, ugh, Carlos, why are you doing this? Why? I mean, I get it. It makes a salacious, crazy story, but I mean, we are just so off the beaten path, this show. This show's like the show I love to hate and hate to love. Like, when I'm watching it, I'll be laughing at certain parts and I'll be like, oh, this stupid show. But I want to watch it. I need to see what's going to happen next. Anyway, but like I said, I didn't like all this. Like Sunny and Moses can go. Moses is trash, and I need him to be held more accountable because we getting on Sunny, but let's get on Moses. Let's talk to the man. But anyway, moving on. Thank God. Now we get to this scene with Maurice and Marcel driving to go talk to Martell. Now, Maurice lets us know that him and Kimmie have purchased a mom and pop shop commercial property. They totally gutted it out. I'm not sure what they're doing with it. I don't think they mentioned it. But they want to hire Marceau to be the, lead contractor on it. And he's telling Marceau in the car about it, saying that, you got to be competitive and all that. And Marcel said they have the whole team of people that can get it done. So then they start talking about everything that's going on with Martell, and they're, going to Martell's house to talk to him to see if they can talk some sense to him. And to him, Maurice is like, this is just too much. Marcel's like, it's been going on for years. Like, he's sick of it. Marcel's thing is, he's in a confessional, like, Maurice, he's like, I'm just trying to go see this house that Martell is building on. He said Maurice is the one they want to go there, try to have this talk with him. He said, we go in there talking logically. Basically, Martell's going to be emotional, and Maurice thinks he has an expectation like he's going to get what we're saying, and he already knows he's not. So he's going to be like, that's ridiculous, and you're foolish if you think Martell's going to get it. He said, I don't expect him to get it. And I said, you're right, Marcel. He's not going to get it. And what did he do? So they get in there, they're like, okay, Bob the builder, Martell's back to building. Now, do you got your builder's license, Martell? Y'all let me know in the comments, do Martell got his builder's license or not? Because we ain't seen that. But I think we can look it up. I'm pretty sure it's public record, so we can look that up. Anywho, so they get in there, they come in, Martell and getting back to building and doing all that. And so they was like, yeah, we was talking to the car. I was telling Maurice about the property I had. And Martell's like, what y'all talking about in the car? Now, I'm sure they already planned to have this scene, right? You could tell. Because Martell, you're horrible. Like, Martell always got a grin on his face when it's about to be the conversation. So he gives it away, right? So anyway, but this shall be breaking the fourth wall. And I'm not mad at it, actually. Anyway, so they bring it up, everything that's happening with the blogs and what Martell did, and so he was like, man, she had me arrested, and so he's like, yeah, if she go low, I'm gonna go lower, and they're like, what do what is the point of this? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you expecting to gain from this? And he was like, I've been trying to be quiet, I've been trying not to say nothing, and they're like, don't you think it's a better way to handle it? And so Martell's like, yeah, there's always a better way to handle something. And so Martell sits in this confessional. This is the part that took me out. Yeah, this is the part that took me out, y'all. Martell sits in this confessional and he says, he's been trying to be quiet, but the more quiet he is, the more Mel pokes at him. And she knows he can't say nothing or he's not going to do anything. So she just keeps doing it. And, he's just tired of it. And because the issue, well, let me stick with the confessional. Then he fixed his mouth to say, it's just so hard out here for us nice guys. Where's the nice guy? Martell, you are not a nice guy. You're not a nice guy. Stop. You're not a nice guy. Just because you pull out chairs and open doors, you do things you should do as a man, in my opinion, that don't make you a nice guy. You are not a nice guy. Anybody who calls their ex-wife and the mother of their children out their name is not a nice guy. Anyone who calls their new girlfriend, side chick, whatever she was, coleslaw, a peasant, not a nice guy. Anybody who trying to do revenge pee on their ex-wife, and the mother of their 4 children, not a nice guy. You're not a nice guy, sir. So anyway, so because when they first came over there, they're talking about like, Martell, why did you go to the bloggers and say all this stuff? Like, what's up with that? And so then he was saying like he did that because he wanted, because Mel never came out and said what it was, so people were thinking he has his DV charge, and it's just a text message. So that's why he came out to try to put the narrative out. I didn't watch I might have watched a clip or two of his interview. I believe it was with Tasha K. And everybody on this show keeps saying the bloggers, the bloggers, the bloggers, the bloggers. I was like, he talking about us, he talking about y'all, he talking about me, y'all. Who we talking about? So anyway, um, so yeah, so they're like, okay, but what is the point? Like, what are you doing this for? Like, what are you hoping to gain from this? And so they're like, look, Maurice and Marcel's like, you're not gonna be able to change the fans' opinions. Like, there's nothing you can do. And so then he's like, I don't care, like what they think about me is fine. And so Maurice is like, look, there's a man right now running for president. We already know who he's talking about. And there's people who do not like him, but there's a group of people who are committed to following him. And Marcel was like, exactly, I don't care, what the fan base says. And he said they are deplorable. There's a group of people who are committed to following Mel, no matter what, they're making her a billionaire. I could say they could, hear, or they could say anything and it's not the truth, and they take it and run with it. He called y'all the millimeters. He called them some names. I forgot what all he called them, but anyway. And he was like, yeah, they're deplorable. He said, okay, they say something, I say something they don't like, or they hear something, it could not even be true. And the next thing you know, they're gonna go spend up their money buying more t-shirts, spending their kids' money buying t-shirts and all that, making Mel rich. Now, it's funny because I put on Twitter, y'all spending up all y'all money and y'all kids' money buying Mel's t-shirts and stuff, right? Buying stuff for Mel. I'm trying to fix this light, y'all. So anyway, somebody responded to the tweet and they were like, yeah, Marslow trying to don't even know what he talking about, trying to think, everyone else's household is turned upside down and count our coins just because his household is turned upside down. And I'm just like, where there's smoke, a hit dog will holler. I was like, oh, you must be one of them people he talking about, because you was quick to respond and call him Marslow. But anyway, it was funny though. It was funny. Anywho, so they're just basically telling Martell, like, you can't go, like, there's no point of you trying to go against the fan base. Like, you're not going to be able to win them over. And so Martell was like, I hear what they're saying, but Marcel, he like to go back and forth with people on the internet all the time, just like a woman. So what he talking about? True, Marcel do. So then they were like, dude, you got to understand. And so Martell's like, y'all never been in this situation. Y'all never had no one arrest. You haven't been arrested. She got me arrested, and y'all never got a divorce. And Maurice is like, I'm like, hello, I got divorced before. And Marcel was like, look, dude, I've been in your situation. Like, I was on the ledge, and then, I didn't get divorced. Like, it didn't go down like that. But I'm like, Marcel, what are you talking about? What ledge were you on to get a divorce? I was confused, very confused on what Marcel was talking about. My only speculation of it is, was he talking about when all the rumors have been coming out about him cheating and then possibly getting divorced, or like stuff Miss Wanda was bringing out, causing accusations? Like, what are you talking about, Marcel, that you was almost about to get divorced when? So I was confused by that. But anyway, I thought he was trying to make it like him and Tisha had a situation or something. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think of that part in the comments. Like, what did he mean by that? But anyway, so Maurice is like Marcel said he's gonna say this. Marcel said he's gonna say this. Marcel was like, it's like it's going in one ear with him and out the other. Martell said he is listening, he's understanding. Martell also said in his confessional that like he hear what they saying, but he's not buying it. He's not taking no advice from them. Marcel is not even logical. And he told him in the moment that he wasn't logical. Marcel's like, no, I am logical. And Martell's like, no, you're emotional. You're not logical. Because they're trying to tell Martell he's emotional. And so Marcel's like, unfortunately, I am logical. So, I mean, they were trying to give him good advice. I mean, I don't know how much advice we could take from Maurice and Marcel because they ain't the best role models themselves. But at least somebody was trying to talk to him, right? So Maurice is like, dang, dude, this is going straight to hell. Like, what is going on? Oh yeah, Martell said his confessional that, like, he not about to take what they saying. They trying to basically sound like what the women want to hear. Like, Martell, you shouldn't do that. Martell, you shouldn't say that. He's like, man, shut the F up. He looked like such a narcissist sitting up there saying that. And I know we throw that word around loosely, but he definitely was giving very much narcissist the way he sat there and said that smug look on his face. I couldn't stand it. So anyway, they try to tell him, Martell, you need to hang out with some better people. When you think about doing these things, you can run it by us, and we're gonna say no, that's not a good idea. Like, you need to figure it out. And Maurice is frustrated. Marcel's like, I told you this is how I was gonna go. I told you he wasn't gonna listen. And so Martell's like, nah, I'm good. He ain't trying to hear it. He ain't trying to hear it. And we already knew he wasn't gonna listen, y'all. We already knew. Anyway, next scene we see Stormi go over down to Keke's house. And Keke and are at the house. Keke said just talked about what happened at the reunion and how Tisha tried to drag her, and they showed the clip from the reunion about the whole cheating on Keke and the date and giving him money and all that. She's like, but I didn't give him no money from the date. He's trying to get some new pants or something. So it was like, that was 18 years ago. Keke said 19 years ago. Who cares? First of all, I don't believe that Keke just had that conversation with Okay, no. Probably was with her at the reunion backstage. Let's start there. So he already knew. Anyway, it was like, that was a long time ago. I don't know nobody else's business but mine. I know what she done. She knows what I done. That's all. He left the room. Keke laughing, talking about, oh man, they ain't gonna tell nothing. They ain't gonna snitch on nothing. I said, well, girl, what else is there to tell? Yeah. A good husband to that girl. Cause she be getting him in all kind of situations. I'll be like, girl. Anyway. So Stormy brings up the whole situation with the blogs, which she discussed with Ms. Nail last week, about Keke telling the blog stuff. Keke trying to say it was her mom leaked stuff to the blogs. Keke said she was mad after the reunion. She also was kind of not feeling male and all this stuff. And so she was like, yeah, my mom, I had a conversation with my mom at the reunion because I was really, really upset. And I vented to my mom, and then my mom leaked it to the blogs. And Stormy's like, but girl, like, your mom's a smart lady. Like, she wouldn't leak nothing to the blogs. And so she's like, girl, I'm not buying it. Stormy said in the confessional, Stormy, you been giving looks in these confessionals lately. She gave a little look. And she said, Stormy said she's not buying it. She don't believe her. She do not believe her. And then at one point she said maybe a little truth, but we know it's Keke. I also don't believe Keke because I haven't heard this mom excuse till now. No, if what I've heard about the story, I have never heard her mom brought up. So that don't even make sense. Like, why would your mama leak stuff to the blogs? So anyway, she said later on episode she was mad at her mom about it. Girl, please. I wish Keke mama would speak up about this now, but we don't need no more Keke or her mama. So then Stormy's like, come on, like, your mom was a smart lady. You a smart lady. And Keke trying to say, like, why wouldn't nobody think that I would want to vent to my mom upset? And Stormy's like, that's fine. You want to vent to your mom, but like, it's just not adding up. She's like, you're smart. You probably one of the smartest ones here. And Keke's like, I am the smart. I'm pretty much gonna say I am the smartest one here. Well, girl, you don't act like it. So then Stormy's like, come on, like, I've been riding for you. I've been ride or die for you. Like, you could be honest with me. You could be vulnerable with me. And so Keke said I did mess up royally. And so Stormy's like, finally, girl, you just saying that, taking some accountability. Like, girl, that's what I'm trying to say. And so Keke's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And I shouldn't have really, went to the blogs like that. And all this stuff. So they talked about that, and Stormy basically doesn't really believe her. And Stormy is like, I ride for you, but if you're not going to tell me the truth, then it's going to be hard for me to believe you, basically. And they hugged it out, but Stormy not buying it. Stormy, you're the only one still riding for Keke. But I know there's some Keke fans out there. I was never the biggest fan of Keke, though. So anyway, we're going to get back to Keke at the end of the episode. But anyway, moving on. We get to this meetup with Stormy and Latisha and Kimmie. So Kimmie said that, she knows Stormy from the show. So she's inviting Latisha and not Stormy, Sunny to come meet. Sunny's in town for Carlos's podcast, so she's inviting her down so they can talk and figure out what's going on with the Destiny stuff because Destiny is their girl. So Kimmie and Keisha do their little catch up. I guess they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and it's been real cold down there. So Tisha was saying something. It was about it being like COVID or something. I'm like, was y'all sick and shut in? Like, what was going on? Was it a snowstorm? I don't know. Tisha also shared with us that they went on a trip to South Africa, and I follow Tisha on Instagram, so I do remember them posting about the South Africa trip and all that. So she said they really needed that, and she's glad they got to go as a family. I'm glad they did too. I'm glad Marcel let you and the kids come along this time, Tisha. Anyway, so Sunny came. So Tisha's like, what the what? Like, girl, you didn't tell me Sunny was coming. So Sunny comes, and Sunny tells Kimmie, like, first of all, I'm glad you beat your cancer, girl. Good for you. Glad you're healthy. Kimmie said, you know what? Thank you for saying that. And I remember the team that was there that was really supportive at the time, the producer team. And she said that Sunny was one of the producers there that was really there for her and all that. So she thanked her. I'm like, this show is just breaking down the fourth wall. It's crazy. So anyway, then they start getting to the whole thing with Destiny. So they're like, we seeing stuff like, we wanted to get the tea from you. Like, you even want to talk about it because Destiny's our girl. Let's talk about it. So Tisha's thing is like, well, like, what's with you building a friendship with, Destiny? Like, girl, what's up with that? And so Sunny's like, people use the word friend loosely. And she's like, because our producers, we tell our producers everything. So they like, do we got to hide our man from the producers now? Hide your man. And so Sunny's like, let me be very clear. I don't want neither one of y'all's man. The shade. So then, but she right. And so she was going into the whole timeline with Moses. And then she was like, let me be very clear. Like, Destiny never brought him on the show. I did not meet him really through Destiny. Oh, side note, Carlos said, in the podcast scene, because I know I was overlapping and mixing up two scenes, but Carlos said, Destiny was saying that she was confiding in Sunny about Moses, and Sunny was telling her, girl, you need to leave him and all that. Sunny is making it like that's not how it happened, but that's probably exactly how it happened. Okay. Sunny had her eyes on the prize. So that's what happened, y'all. So, like I said, we're in the scene with Kimmie, Tisha, and Sunny talking, and Sunny's kind of breaking down the whole situation. And Sunny then, she said, I went on the podcast, Carlos King, and I wasn't used to everybody, coming at me, attacking me and all that. And so Tisha's like, yeah, girl, welcome to our life. Like, that's how it is. So Destiny's like, but girl, don't you think that's a little trifling, girl? Like, So Sunny's like, I'm not trifling. Like, somebody else's misfortune, that's not had nothing to do with me, or me and my blessing. Like, she basically trying to explain it. Like, I tried to reach out to Destiny. I told her to call me. She didn't call me. I didn't want her to see what happened. She said also it was a quick turnaround with her and Moses. Like, basically there was no engagement. They just, decided to get married. And so Kimmie and Teacher's like, yeah, we was shocked to see that, girl, that you got married. And so Tisha's like, girl, but like that, don't you think you sounding selfish and all that? And so Sunny time she prayed about it and she asked God about it, and she was like, on one hand, I got this girl, I'm trying to build something with, but am I a big grown age? I really need another friend. Oh, so you was trying to have a friend. See, that's what I'm telling you. She was talking with a forky tongue, as my granny would say. So anyway, she's like, or do I want this man that could be the man of my dreams? All that. That ain't the man of your dreams, girl. Anyway, she was like, but yeah, talking about how she talked to God, and I guess God said go to Moses. Anyway, so I just can't with this Sunny stuff. I just can't, y'all. I just can't. So anyway, Tisha's like, girl, like, So Sunny, they're like, do you have any regrets? And she's like, I do wish I could have told her about it sooner. and Moses didn't want her to like to find out like that on the internet, and she said, I did, lose sleep about this at night or something. And so Kimmie's like, yeah, why'd you lose sleep? Because see, first Sunny was trying to talk like, girl, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't take nobody's man. Like, just because you broke up with somebody, this is exactly what she said. Just because you broke up with somebody don't mean he off limits. But if that's supposed to be your friend. Another thing teacher brought up is like, you're supposed to have a working professional relationship. And she's like, I was professional when I was producing the show. Like, girl, okay. So Kimmie, when she said something about losing sleep at night, Kimmie was like, yeah, you was losing sleep at night because you felt something in your soul, in the pit of your tummy, that was telling you like, yeah, this might not be a good idea, that you were wrong. That's right. And I like that Kimmie and Tisha was not letting it go. They was holding her accountable. So they was like, girl, this is trifling. And it's very much trifling, Sunny. It's very much giving trifling. So anyway, Sunny was trying to downplay the fact that Destiny and Moses were even like together and all that. So um Tisha said, well, you need to be thanking Destiny that, don't you need to be thanking Destiny that you got you a man, girl? And so then Sunny made a joke like, yeah, it's Destiny that, this worked out, play on words. And it was like, you could tell Kimmie and Tisha was like, ooh, no. Like, no. Yeah. I mean, I know we're gonna get more scenes with Sunny and Moses, but it's just like, that's gross. I'm sorry. Oh, and another thing Sunny brought up before I move on to the next last scene. Another thing Sunny brought up is that, she really poured into Destiny. And she said, I helped pay for things. And so Tisha was like, wait, like, why we got to bring up money? Like, let's not bring up money. And then she was like, well, that's what it is. It's on Front Street. And so Tisha's thing is like, no, don't do that, because that's like what Mel did. That's the same thing Mel did. Like, if you gave her the money out of kindness of your heart, then that's what it should be. Like, you shouldn't be then bringing it back up, throwing it in her face, which I agree. I don't like when people do stuff like that. Oh, I do not like when people do stuff like that. And so Sunny's like, well, it is what it is. Like, she didn't care. And if you try to pour into this person, that means you got a level of care for this person. I'm saying that means you're trying to be their friend, because I can pour into my students, but I'm not necessarily trying to be their friend, right? You can be a mentor or a guidance person or whatever. But that means you have a level of care and respect and boundaries. Where are the boundaries, Sunny? Do you know the word boundaries, girl? Anyway, and Moses showed them because he's saying the words like synced. Anyway, ooh, that was a weird noise. Moving on, let's wrap this up. So the final scene we have is Mel in the studio. She trying to get the A count right, and she trying to figure out how to pop her leg right, but she can't figure it out. They rehearsing to, I think you're so uncool. And so the lady was trying to teach them, they was in there like 5, 6, 7, 8. Shout out to Tamar. So she was getting the moves together, and she was doing all that, and that was cute. It was cute. So then Keke came in. And so Keke and Mel sat down to talk. So Keke's like, I don't know, you want me to go? You want to go first? And so Keke spoke first. And Keke said, well, Mel first in her confessional that, like, she decided to bring Keke to have a talk with her because she heard that Keke was not feeling her at the Houston trip, and Keke had an issue with her and all this stuff. And she was like, but the thing is, like, first of all, Keke was not even invited to Houston, and she was surprised to see Keke even come. So they showed the clip where Keke says she's ready to go apologize to Latisha, let her know if that won't ever happen again. And so Mel told her, well, girl, go talk to Mel, and I'm sure she will let you come. And so then Mel said, she came to Houston, and I didn't even know, I was surprised to see her there. And I didn't know that her and Tisha were not on good terms. Now, I just came by none of that, Mel. I'm sorry. I know if you told the girl, go talk to Nell and see if she will allow you to come, then I think there was at some level you knew that she was coming, especially as executive producer of the show. You knew the girl was coming. I just came by that you didn't know she was coming. I also came fully by that you didn't know her and Latisha weren't good, because you were there when Tisha got splashed down at the barbecue in Kimmie and Maurice's backyard. So, and I don't know the time point from that to Houston, but what would make you think they had been good or made up by then? I don't know. I don't know. It's just not adding up, right? Especially you talk to Keke. Actually, I know you for a fact knew that they weren't good because Keke was telling you when she was trying to figure out how to come down to Houston that she will go down there and talk to Tisha and tell her it won't happen again. So obviously in that conversation, she had to tell you that they wasn't good. Anyway, I'll play along now. so so Mel's like, yeah, I want to have a talk with her because she leaking things in the blogs and all that. So this thing was funny to me because it was very much giving Keke, we no longer need your services here. Okay, this was Keke getting fired on TV, and I was hollering, and I was here for every minute of it. So Keke explained that she was upset with Mel at the Houston thing. She felt that, the counselor was really on her. Now I don't remember if she was telling this to Stormi or Mel, but anyway, she felt like the counselor and everybody was really riding her. Now that counselor was not giving her that much smoke. I don't know what she was talking about. I don't remember the counselor going tough on Keke like that. She was just trying to hold her accountable, like, girl, why are you on this trip? I don't remember her going in on her like that. And they played the clip. So and she said, I felt like nobody was really on my side, and I felt like everybody was ganging up on me, and I was really upset. And she was like, I'm very, very sorry. And, I vented to my mom about some stuff. And now, it's all in the blogs. And I'm really mad at my mom for telling the blogs this. But girl, your mama didn't leak stuff to the blogs. Stop blaming your mama. So then Mel was like, okay, I let you talk, but now I'm going to talk. Okay. So first of all, like, things being leaked ahead of time, that's not going to work. So, Mel explained that you cannot be leaking stuff ahead of time on this show. That messes up the show, basically. And so she said, I was there for you. I don't understand what is like going on with you. And, this is just not going to work if you're going to be doing that. And so she said, girl, you were warned. The Bible says, you will be warned first. And she's like, girl, I don't know what else to tell you. Keke talking about, when it comes to confrontation, she has a hard time being honest. Girl, you just a lie. And so Mel was like, girl, for real? Because you threw a whole drink at Latisha. So what you talking about? Like, you have a hard time confrontation. And so Keke's like, no, that's different because, me and her got our situation and she's not, totally clean the situation and neither am I. But with you is different because you're someone who I really respect and all this stuff. And so Keke's like, I'm not going to try to change your mind about it. And she's apologizing. Mel's thing is like, you know what? I took a lot of smoke and a lot of heat for you. People saying I brought you on the show for this and that. And it very much gave Mel, you brought Keke on the show to go against Latisha. That's what it gave. That's what I always said. Mel was like, people saying I was, doing this and doing that. Mel's like, hell, I bought a whole drug test for you to take on TV to show that you were clean. Okay, we remember that last season. I hope my Wi-Fi not messing up, y'all. The little Wi-Fi thing just came up. So let me know if it messed up at that part. So anyway, Mel was like, dang, I was, really there for you. I was riding for you. And Mel said, like, you're supposed to come on here, talk about your addiction and talk about your book. But, I haven't seen any of those things happen. I said, not y'all telling us what we brought Keke for, because I thought it was to go against Latisha. I didn't know she was supposed to be coming to do her book and addiction. But that's not what we're going to get on the Carlos King production. But, Keke, it's your own fault. It's your own fault because the minute you started to talk about Tisha and you just kept rolling with it and rolling with it and rolling with it, said, mind your business promoting that book, because I forgot she even wrote a book. Instead of showing us how you every day, maybe, you got to talk to your sponsor or, you did talk to us a little bit about the methadone and all that, but telling us, more about how you ended up in addiction. And she did tell some stuff, but definitely could have showed, her doing some maybe community work behind it, showing us her going to meetings maybe or something. Like, you could have did more to promote that book, talking about that book. We didn't get no book signings. We didn't get no book tours. We didn't get no editors meeting. We didn't get no publishing meeting. Like, girl, what? No book party, nothing. You didn't capitalize, girl. You squandered the billable hours on Love and Marriage Huntsville, so you got to go. So I'm pretty sure Carlos said, Mel, you got to let Keke go. This is the scene where you about to do it. So then Man was like, you know what? When it comes to things of this show, I got children. I got to feed my children, and this is how I feed my children. And you putting out stuff that was going on in Houston, going on the show before it's happening, that ain't gonna work. She said, you was warned. I don't know what else to tell you. She said, God bless you on your journey. Now, when Mel say that, you are dismissed. God bless you on your journey. That means you are dismissed. You're dismissed. She said, she wished Keke the best luck in everything she do, but Keke, she said she can't have anyone around her that is disloyal, a friend that she cannot trust. And she said this is only the beginning for her. She's gonna be bigger and bigger, so she's gonna be cutting it down, chopping that circle down. So she can't have disloyal, lying people around her, and I don't blame her. So bye bye, Keke. Thank you for your services. You're no longer needed on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And good luck to you. Okay, make sure you turn your badge in, clear out your locker. We will discuss your severance package. And you will get your last check forwarded to you in the mail. But bye bye, Keke. Anyway, y'all, that was an episode. I thought it was pretty good. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what y'all thought of this particular episode. And I'll talk to y'all again soon. Tomorrow, we will talk about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.